He had like a brand new pencil. He put it in. Like every time it would like sharpen for a second and it would stop.
Yeah. Oh, I just got it sharpened now.
Not a shock. I've told you guys this for days now. First three problems on the front page are multiple choice, and they will be using law, sines, and cosines. After that, you have 4 word problems. How you solve them, your call. Notice I only have 5 things listed up there. And that's it. Nothing else. Nothing else. All right, people have asked me about, remember when we did this, that the sine of 20 has the same value as cosine 70. Cosine and sine are equal when they're complementary. Not on there. Don't worry about it. I only put this big 5 up here because that's all that's on there. All right, that is all that is on there. It's telling me if a triangle is acute, right, or obtuse by using Pythag. Not on there. Here it is, right here. That's it. And the only thing maybe I would add is Pythag on here. Pythag's always an option if you have a right triangle. All right, but this is it. This is it right here. And these are the big ones from this unit. We started this unit January 30th. Okay, it's been a while. All right, it's been a while. All right, because we had break in there in between. So let's go all the way back to the beginning. Hills and Sass. Got to be what type of triangle? All right, no numbers today. Just going to ask you guys for your input. So triangle ABC. What else has to be drawn in? This isn't good enough to use Hills and Sass. Absolutely not. I got to draw in an altitude starting from the right angle all the way to the hypotenuse. I know that doesn't really look like a right angle, but we'll go with it. Anybody see any degree measures in there? Me neither, so don't add them in. If you see a diagram, no degree measures are there. Probably Hills or Sass or Pythag. Okay, keep that in mind. No angle measurements. Don't make any up. All right, so let's talk about this Hills business. H, hypotenuse. Name it. Where is it on the diagram? AB, right? AB. L4, leg. You can pick either one. I'll go CB. L, same leg, CB. And now S4, segment. Now I got 2 of them though. The one adjacent next to whatever leg. So if I pick CB, you're going to tell me segment DB or BD. Yep. The only way I could change this, I could put AC and AC here and put segment AD instead. So there's Hills. And then we also have Sass, if Hills doesn't cut it. S, segment, doesn't matter which one you pick here. I'll go ADA. Altitude, which is CD. A, CD, altitude again. And then S, other segment, right? Other segment, DB. So whatever you put, Hills or Sass, remember your mean should always be the same. All right, means are always the same. Questions on Hills, Sass, that'll be part of one of the big word problems, I'm sure. All right, this one's gonna be a tough one here. 30, 60, 90, 45, 45, 90, and then we got to talk about radical stuff. All right, so let's go 45, 45, 90 first. Those sides across from the 45s, we call them legs, and what do I know about them? They are congruent to each other. Yes, legs are congruent. How about the hypotenuse? What's my rule to find the hypotenuse? Leg times, radical 2, yep. Also, Pythag's an option if you have 2 out of 3 sides. You don't need the rules. 2 out of 3 sides, I can do Pythag. 30, 60, 90. There's 2 legs. They're not the same. I call one the shorter, one the longer. Where's the shorter one located? Wherever the 30 is, you look across. Not necessarily on the bottom like this one is. And then across from the 60, you got your longer leg. All right, how do I find let's go hypotenuse first. Shorter leg, double it, right? Times 2. And then how about the longer leg? Shorter leg times square root of 3. Good. You're in honors. So this comes up every year. Somebody gets clever and they say, You don't need to study those rules, because if I do get a 30-60 or a 45-45-90, and I have to find a side, I don't need the rules. I'm going to do this. That's opposite. That's adjacent. I'm going to use tangent of 30 equals opposite over hypotenuse, and I'm going to cross multiply. Very clever. It works. It works. Here's going to be your issue. So when you use your calculator, what's your calculator going to give you back? Yeah, not simplest radical form. Okay, so please try not to be clever. All right, because I'm guaranteeing tomorrow I will say leave your answer in simplest radical form. Okay, so please don't think you don't have to memorize them because you just stick with sine, cosine, or tangent. All right, real quick, but let's talk about some radical rules here. I don't want to draw it. That embarrass myself. All right, I just have this right here. We have 3 radical 2. We have 5 radical 5, 6 radical 2, 2 radical 3, and why don't we put 7 radical 3 up here? And I ask you for the perimeter. Okay, the perimeter of this object, and those are the side lengths that you found. So we're writing. Can you combine all of these? Absolutely not. You can only combine the ones that are the same underneath the radical. So 7 radical 3 and 2 radical 3. That would be what radical 3? 9 radical 3. Yep. Anything with the 3 radical 2? 6 radical 2 for 9 radical 2. And I still have what? 5 radical 5. I couldn't combine with anything. And I know you don't like leaving it like that, but that's your perimeter. Okay, that is your perimeter. All right. All right. Let's say you're using your rules, your 30, 60, 90, 45, 45, 90 rules, and you come up with this: 2 times 3 radical 2. How are you going to leave your final answer? 6 radical 2. You can multiply the 2 and the 3. Yep. What happens if you have 2 radical 2 times 3 radical 5? And you got to leave your final answer. You can multiply them. You can't add them, but you can multiply them. 6 square root of 10. Yep. And then the final thing to watch out for tomorrow, x equals 6 over radical 3. That's not simplest radical form. There's a radical in the denominator. How do we get rid of it? Multiply the top and the bottom by, in this case, radical 3. All right, what do I end up with on top? 6 radical 3 on the bottom. Radical 9 or 3. Still simplest radical form or no? Nope, what can I divide? 6 and 3. So here would be my final answer I'd be looking for there. All right. Anything on the 30, 60, 90, 45, 45, 90? There will be a word problem that involves these. All right. What do I have up next? I think good old SOHCAHTOA, which is still covered up over there. All right, real quick. Bridger, how about an angle measure?
90.
Something less than 90, that's not 30, 60, or 45.
54.
Great. Okay, how are we going to find x? That's a right triangle, right? So that's a good start. What is x to the 54? Opposite, how about the 25? Hypotenuse, so I have opposite and hypotenuse. I can use sine. Yep, so I would go sine 54 equals opposite over hypotenuse. And cross multiply. Or how else could I find it? What's up, Ellie?
On the other angle.
And use something different?
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't think about that.
Oh.
But yeah, you could do it that way. Find this missing angle here and do adjacent hypotenuse. Yeah, you could do that. Law of sines. Is that doable? X, go ahead. X over equals 25 over. Remember, this can be used on any type of triangle. Right, so both work if you're not thinking about sine, cosine, tangent. And then the other thing I wanted to go over is how to find an angle. What's 26? Opposite 23. So I could use tangent. Tangent of x equals opposite. I'm not cross multiplying here. Why not? I use what instead? Inverse, right? Come on, guys. Come on. If you're finding an angle tomorrow, you got to use the inverse. Okay? Use the inverse if you got to find an angle. Don't cross multiply. Won't look pretty. All right. So Katoa, whew. I got two more. Sorry. Remember these terms? Elevation, where am I looking? Up. And depression, we're looking down, but remember the special part about angle of depression? It's not located inside the triangle, right? It's located outside with your horizontal on top. So here is depression right here, but my question is, I can't use it where it is. So if this is 40 degrees, I can't use 40. It's not in the triangle. How do I get it in? What's the relationship between the angle of depression and the one adjacent to it? Complementary. So you could say that's 50, or alternate interior angles are congruent. You could say that's 40. So pick whichever way you need. And then finally, what we've been working on the past few days before break as well, I am not going to give you the law of sines or cosines. That's on you. The one thing I do want to remind you, though, so let me just throw up law of sines right now. Notice I have 4 values I'm going to plug in there. 4. All four have to come from a single triangle. All right? All 4 have to come from a single triangle. So if I get a diagram tomorrow that's got one of these multiple triangles in the one diagram, all right, let's see here. Nope, I'm going to put 30 here, 150 here, 24, X, I don't know, it's got to be bigger than that, 36. And say you're going to use law of sines for whatever reason. Hey, X over sine of 30 equals 36 over sine 150. Everyone see that's not going to cut it. Do all 4 belong to the same triangle? No, these do, and these do, but not all 4. All 4 have to come from the same triangle. Same thing with the law of cosines. Do not mix and match sides and angles. All values have to come from the same triangle. All right, questions? All right, I hope we get after it today. Just to let everybody know, up on Classroom, it says unit test reviews and answers. I put, if anybody still wants practice with, there it is, Hills and SAS, or your special right triangles, or law of sines and cosines. There's extra problems on there. All right, you do not have to go to Classroom to find the answers. The answers are in the back of your packet. All right, that's why your packets are so much bigger nowadays, because we put the answer keys in the back now. And the reason being, unfortunately, some of your classmates cannot handle being on their Chromebook and only being on Classroom, right? And the other places on the web. So that's why your packets are thicker now. Questions? All right, you have the review questions in the oval on page 54. You have textbook questions. Go wherever you need to go, please. All right, you can talk with whoever you'd like in your group as long as we're focused on getting ready for this beast tomorrow. What will those 4 word problems be?